Assemblies of Different Kinds. September 26, 2020 by Anna von Reitz. There are multiple kinds of assemblies. Most of you are familiar with district assemblies, and think nothing of it when you drive past an election season placard advertising, Dean Simpson for Assembly District 4. You should think about it when you hear or see the word district attached to anyone or anything, because district refers to the district government, as in District of Columbia, whether it is an assembly district, or a school district, or a district attorney, or a district court. Our country is not meant to function under a district system of government, and we are not naturally nor generally subject to any such district government. Instead, we in our country are supposed to be functioning under a county and state system of government. We should be seeing county school boards, not district school boards. So now that you've noticed the difference, you'll notice that in addition to district assemblies, you also have municipal assemblies and politicians running to fill those seats, too. So what is going on here? Our federal employees, both district and municipal, are usurping upon us, pretending to represent us, and to some extent, pretending to be us. To make matters more confusing, these federal interlopers have formed state-level franchise operations, and they are operating their own state-of-state, territorial and state-of-state municipal organizations, too. So you will see, State of Wisconsin, Assemblies, and State of Illinois, Assemblies, too. But none of these are your actual, honest-to-God, state assemblies. These federal and federated organizations are usurping their own units of government onto our land and soil, and offering to take over and run everything, including us, into the ground, in behalf of foreign interests. As of 5 years ago, our actual assemblies started popping up, state assemblies, and they are being followed by county assemblies. These are our assemblies, of, for, and by the people of this country, not district, not municipality, and not state-of-state organizations. Which assembly do you belong to? If you are a federal district employee or dependent, you should be joining your district assembly. If you are a municipal employee or dependent, you should be joining your municipal assembly. If you are a state-of-state employee or dependent, you should be joining your state-of-state assembly. But if you are Joe Average American, you should not be participating in their elections or having anything to do with these foreign incorporated organizations. You should be joining your own state and county assemblies and supporting them with all your might. Our government of the land and soil is a Republican government of, for, and by the people of this country. You are being called to come home and self-govern. Unlike the professional politicians and their foreign systems of government that are under contract to provide us with stipulated government services, the actual government of this country isn't in session all the time. However, when our government comes into session, via our assembly process, it holds the ultimate jurisdiction and power over the land and soil of this entire country. We are not a democracy, that's the sea-going district government, extending its tentacles where they don't belong. We enjoy freedom, not liberty, which is something given to British sailors when they come to port. So-called American democracy is actually British territorial democracy. Our forefathers rejected democracy and chose a republican government instead. We are certainly not a city-state, nor a sanctuary city government, either. That's the foreign municipal Holy Roman Empire concept of government, and it shouldn't even exist outside the boundaries of Washington, D.C. Finally, a state-of-state is just a business organization doing business of some kind for a state, not the state itself. So, listen up. Unless you are a federal employee, chances are that you have been in the right church, but the wrong pew, and participating in the wrong assembly organization for lack of knowing better, and for lack of your assembly being present to join. That is all changing now, as your government is now in session. Go to www.theamericanstatesassembly.net to get started on the pathway to self-governance and sanity in government. Our employees have been ruling over us. That's why everything is upside down and backwards. That's why the tail is wagging the dog. That's how the petty bureaucrats act as little gods, misapplying all their own codes, regulations, and statutes to their employers. And if you are sick of it, well, then, it is past time to get off your duffs, declare your birthright political status, and take up the job of self-governance that you are heir to. Join your actual state assembly, Not a state of state assembly, not a district assembly, and not a municipal assembly, either. Look for the one that is plain and simple and also most powerful: the Ohio Assembly, the Wisconsin Assembly, the Utah Assembly, et alia. Remember, you are the employer. They are the employees. You don't belong to their organizations, and they don't belong to yours. Links to Anna's articles and resources can be found in the video description box. Thank you for subscribing, liking and sharing.